Hi, welcome to episode 42 of the Stress Knits podcast. I am Stacy, also known as Stress Knits on Ravelry and Stacy Elston on Instagram. Thank you so much to all returning viewers and a special hello to new viewers. Thank you so much for joining me or checking me out. So I have, I don't know, it's an interesting show. I'm really excited about stuff that I'm sharing today. It's not a show. I'm filming on my iPhone, it's not a show. I don't know what I'm saying. But, I have some fun stuff to share with you today. So I decided to record on a whim because I woke up early, did errands, and now I have some time to kill before I have to go to work. So I'm just kind of sitting down to record. I have show notes kind of in front of me, but it's mostly for the cal that I'm going to be announcing in a little bit. So grab your favorite beverage. Today I had a free drink from Starbucks. So I got a iced caramel macchiato because they're delicious. And it was free. So that was exciting. So I'm just surrounded by all these beautiful things. I'm super distracted. Plus my office is super clean because Doug and I had some of my friends stay with us this past weekend because one of my other best friends had his senior recital at Wayne State, which is a university downtown. So it was really fun. So it's super clean in here and I don't know what to do with myself. So I'm really excited. So I'm just in a really good mood. I'm going to make some mac and cheese later because I have been eating much healthier. I also picked up some, not that mac and cheese is healthy, but I have to work in 4 hours and I just want something quick and delicious, and mac and cheese is my favorite food of all time, so free of judgment. So did that, picked up some like hummus and spinach and all this good stuff, and I'm gonna go to the gym when I get home from work tonight with Doug. If he's up to it, I'm gonna go. So yeah, I'm a big ball of energy, so I hope it's not off-putting. I feel like last episode I was really just kind of, I don't know, I've been in a really weird mood lately every few days, but I'm good. Everything's wonderful. Today is April 11th, 2017. It is a Tuesday. It is bright and sunny in Michigan. It's warm out, which is exciting. I can finally wear skirts again, which I live in the spring and summer. So that's exciting. So we have some stuff to talk about. So before I get into what I have done, what I've been working on, what I plan to work on, I'm going to announce the cal. So the cal is going to kick off on Easter, which if you don't celebrate, it is this Sunday, April 16th, and go all the way until June 16th. So it's a 2-month knit-along, which is really exciting. And it is centered around my favorite thing that I've been knitting right now, which is socks. And socks are what I'm really excited about. And so I thought it'd be a really fun idea to do a Socktacular cal. So it's going to be hashtag Socktacular, K-A-L, and I'm just super excited about it. I thought about it this weekend because literally all I want to knit on is socks. I also have been knitting on other things, which I'll show you, but I don't feel like casting on shawls. I don't feel like casting on another sweater because I'm already working on one. I just want to knit socks, and it's just, my stash is out and just so pretty, and it's also a way for me to knit through some of my favorite things, and my hair is just falling out because it's short. I'm not used to having short hair anymore. Doug and I were looking at pictures from our honeymoon. My hair was so long. It is not anymore. Okay, back to what I was saying so I've been saying this since I started this podcast, but I am going on a self-proclaimed yarn diet fast kind of thing. So So I have a gorgeous stash. I am also destashing some yarn that kind of breaks my heart to let go. But Doug, if you're watching, I don't think you are because we are not doing long distance anymore, but if you're watching, stop it. Do not watch any more of this episode because it has birthday spoilers. Are you gone? Awesome. So Doug's birthday is May 7th. I feel like I'm all over the place, so I'm sorry. Just kind of try to stay with me, or if this is not your thing, feel free to turn me off because I feel like a nutbag. Is there another bobby pin in here? I don't know. My hair's driving me nuts. Okay. So Doug's birthday is May 7th, which is 2 days after my mom's birthday, which I have stuff for her that I've been knitting on, but I'm not showing because I want it to be a surprise. So, because she watches. Yeah, so it's May 7th, and Doug is this incredibly, he's a very selfless person when it comes to making sure everybody else is having a really good time and making sure, like, I'm doing what I want to do. For example, our honeymoon. We went to New York because I love cities. We both love cities. But I wanted an excuse to go to New York. I wanted an excuse to eat at really good restaurants and go see a Broadway show. And it had nothing to do with Vogue Knitting Live being that weekend, but he let me go there as well. But I found out that he wanted to go somewhere more tropical and beachside. So, the reason I'm destashing some incredibly gorgeous yarn, it's almost all Woolen Vine. Breaks my heart. But it's a worthy cause, and I will always get more because I have an addiction. Kristen, if you're watching, I love your yarn, and you're magical. Anyway, so it's yarn that I don't mind parting with because I don't have plans for it right now. I just bought it because it made me happy. I love buying Kristen's yarn. So I'm going to part with it for now. I also have 2 skeins of Lolo Did It. You know, I'm just going to show you what I'm giving away. So, there's a lot. So, I'm a part of Kristen's Yarn Club. And these 2, I don't have plans for them because I'm not really a purple kind of girl. I'm just not. It's not because they're not beautiful, because you guys know how obsessed I am with everything Kristen dyes. But it's not what I'm gonna gravitate towards anytime soon. So, I am keeping the next installment no matter what. And I'm figuring it out. Because I have to keep at least one. So, so things that will be going in my destash. So first is Gatekeeper Woolen Vine yarns, which was the last installment, the March installment, and Moonburn, which was the February installment. I have Yarn Pimp X. So these are on Blitzed. Yarn Pimp X is on Volca. Neptunia is on Volca. And Je ne sais quoi is on Blitzed. So these are the Woolen Vine pretties that will be going in my destash. So when this episode is up, they should be there. So if you're interested, check them out. And then I have 2 skeins of Lolo Did It, again, that I love, and I'm kind of obsessed with at least one of these, but it's just not what I feel like knitting on right now, so I don't mind parting with it. So first is Look at the Flowers, Lizzie, on Lolo's favorite, which is her Merino Nylon Cashmere blend, and Under Pressure, which was the March Yarn Club. So these will also be in my destash. So yeah, check those out, because what I'm doing for Doug's birthday is I am taking him up north to Traverse City or somewhere on Lake Michigan. That's what I'm doing. So I need to be able to pay for the Airbnb and food, and that is my goal. I already talked to his boss and got some vacation days for him that don't take, like, it just worked out, but Doug has no idea that he has these days off, and we're just gonna go up north and just kind of relax, and he can have his beach time and just be somewhere else and just worry about relaxing, especially after Easter, because Easter, he works at a church, so it is just nuts right now. So that's why I'm doing a de-stash, and I got off my Socktacular Cal. So Cal means knit along. If you're not familiar, because when I was new, I was always just so like, why do people keep saying Cal? I don't know what that means. So my Socktacular knit along, it is running again Easter, April 16th through June 16th, and it will be, there are going to be 3 threads. So there's going to be a chatter thread, a finished object thread, and a finish the hose thread. So the guidelines for this are pretty loose, but you are going to be active in either the chatter thread or finish the hose thread, and then obviously once you finish a pair of socks, whether it's a hoe or a new pair of socks, you'll put it in the finished objects thread. So the guidelines are, you have to knit one of 2 things. Well, obviously it's socks, and I'm because it's a 2-month knit along, I'm talking you need to knit like adult human socks. I understand that people want to knit socks for their kids. I understand babies need socks too, but think of this as a way to motivate you to knit for your significant other, your sister, your brother, your parents, yourself. Okay? I'm probably going to be knitting for myself and Doug. That's just the way. Because I don't know. I don't like knitting socks for other people because of foot length, and I don't know if they're going to take care of them very well. My mom's the only other person I've knit socks for. Yeah. So, adult human pair of socks. I mean, I'm an adult human, 23 years old. My feet are tiny. I wear a US woman's 5.5. Like, I have tiny feet, and I get that. That's not the same as knitting a pair of Doug socks. US men's 10.5. Like, I get it. But adult human pair of socks. Okay? If you want to knit kid socks, you have to knit 2 pairs. Alright? I think that's fair. So kid socks, 2 pairs. Baby socks, 4 pairs. For 1 entry. Okay? I know that sounds ridiculous, but baby socks they're little. They're little. You use like, what, 20 grams less than in a baby sock? So in a pair of baby socks, sorry. So for an adult, my size foot, I use about 60 grams of sock yarn. So if you're using 50 grams and above, you are knitting adult size socks. They can be shorties, that doesn't matter, as long as they're for a adult. Okay, so adult, 1 pair of socks equals 1 entry. Kid socks, 2 pairs equals 1 entry. Baby socks, 4 pairs equals 1 entry. You can enter as many times as you want, but the other 2 things that needs to be, because it's a Socktacular, it is fabulous, it's wonderful, it is either some of your favorite stash, because I am wholeheartedly into the idea that you knit socks if you like knitting socks, which I'm assuming people that enter this knit along are going to like knitting, you're gonna, I don't know, you should knit with some of your favorite yarn. And I'm not talking like knit a pair of silk socks. Like, that's a little ridiculous. Unless you want to do that, then do that. But like, I'll show you what I'm gonna use. So I am going to be using one of my oldest and one of my most precious skeins in my stash, because I have been just putting off knitting this because I don't want to let it go. It is Jinx yarn, but it is a collaboration between Jinx yarn and Vine yarns, and it is the Menahan colorway, which was a limited edition. I think there were only 20 skeins, but it is the most gorgeous skein of yarn I own. Right? Okay, so this is gorgeous, but I've been afraid to use it because I literally can't get it again. It's not because it's super, like, hard to catch an update or anything like that, even though Jinx Yarns updates are a little rough sometimes. But, like, this is never died again. So it's really hard for me to use it, but this is the perfect excuse because it's one of the criteria is favorite stash. The other criteria is favorite sock pattern. Now, I understand that a lot of people's favorite sock pattern is a plain vanilla sock. However, I'm asking that if you're using just a plain vanilla sock, that you use a special skein of yarn. Because I don't know. That's just how I want it to go. So, like, for me, one of my favorite sock patterns that I have not knit yet is the Mercury socks. So I'm going to use a special, do I have it? Yeah, I do. So, like, for example, I'm probably going to cast these on during the cow, but I'm going to use Once Upon a Corgi in But It Could Kill You because I think this would be the most gorgeous Mercury socks ever, and I've just wanted to knit that pattern forever. So, like, that's a pair of socks I'm going to be knitting. I'm going to recast on the Vintage Fairy Lights pattern in my Solstice colorway because I love that pattern and I love this skein of yarn. So you can also, if it's your favorite pattern, you can also use some favorite stash. Like, I'm not saying you have to, they're mutually exclusive. You can totally combine those. So that is the Socktacular knit along. As for prizes, the chatter thread is going to get pattern, surprise pattern gifts. I will be using a random number generator, and every week, 2 weeks, I'm gonna go in, hit random number generator, and look at your queue. And if you have some socks in your queue, I'm probably gonna gift you a pattern of socks. And if not, I'll probably message you and ask you what socks you want, like what sock pattern you like, or I might just gift you one of my favorites. So that is that. The Finish the Hose thread is gonna be a chatter / finished objects thread. I know I said FO, but since it's a 2-month knit along, I want the FO thread to be completed pairs of socks within the 2-month period, but I still want you to finish the half-finished objects or socks you've already started, because I have socks that I've already started that I want to finish. I have 2 that I'll show you in a little bit, but yeah, I think it's really important to also reward those people. So I will have I will do some pattern giveaways in that thread less often than the regular chatter thread, but still do it in that thread. And then at the end, when everything's closed, I'll also do prizes there. And then the finished object thread is going to just be finished objects, 1 post per pair of socks, or the multiples of what you need to be considered a pair, like a completed pair. So yeah, so those will get like the bigger prizes. I don't know, we'll figure it out as we go because I kind of did this on a whim, but I'm really excited about it. I'm going to be casting on Easter. I don't know what yet, but it's probably going to be my Menahan socks. Menahan, I want to say Menahan, I don't know why. Menahan socks. Yeah, but I have 2 things, and I have 1 more thing that I left in the living room that was that was given to me, plus a giveaway for the podcast. So that will also be a prize. I'll show that off in the next podcast, but I have 2 that will be prizes for the Finish the Hose thread and the FO thread. So one was gifted to me a while ago by Knox Yarn Company. Sorry for the crinkling, but it's good crinkling. Knox Yarn Co. and it's mini skeins, and I love them. So there they are. So this will be a giveaway, a prize for the Socktacular account. And then also, when I ordered my skein of Once Upon a Corgi, Gabby is amazing and so generously gave me a skein of yarn for the podcast. So this is her mauve tone colorway on her ginger base, which is her gold Selena base. And it's gorgeous. I'm kind of obsessed with it. This will also be a prize. I'll probably also have a skein of stress knits in there and just other goodies. Yeah, so that is the Socktacular cow, and it has been 21 minutes since I talked about regular content. So we're going to move into regular content. I haven't been in West Virginia in months, almost a year, and I'm slipping. It's not good. Okay, so regular content. I do have a finished object. I actually have two, but one of them is in Wisconsin with my niece. So last weekend, Doug and I went to, not last weekend, but the weekend before, Doug and I went to Wisconsin to visit his sister Stacy and her husband David and our new niece Marley. And I love her. She's precious. She was a fresh baby, so it was super sweet. But I actually stayed up over 30 hours trying to finish this stupid sweater. And I did. And you can find a picture of it on my Instagram page. I'm not fancy. I don't edit my podcast. I'm going to start once I get a new computer, but I have a 2011 Dell Inspiron. So it's not exactly great for editing software. So I don't know how to put pictures in anywhere. But if you want to see the sweater, it's on my Ravelry projects page and it's also on my Instagram. It is the Flax Light sweater by Tin Can Knits. I omitted the garter panel on the sleeve, so it's just a classic knit stitch crew neck. The body of the sweater was knit in Hey Sister yarn in the Geronimo base, I think. It is their 80/20 sock yarn in the Leaf on a Wind colorway. And I paired that with leftovers from my exploration station, which is Wool and Vine Yarns in Venus Flytrap on her Volca base. So this was the collar. Anything that was in ribbing was in Venus Flytrap, and then this was the main body. So that was my Flax Light sweater by Tin Can Knits. And then I also finished my honeymoon socks. So these are my socks that I cast on for my honeymoon, and they are out of Wool and Vine Yarns in the Outlander colorway. And they're just a basic vanilla sock. I did nice and short for me because usually I like to have them like up to here. But I'm knitting shorter socks now because boots that I wear tend to be shorter and I like them just sticking out a little bit. So there are two. Yeah, so there are those. I am obsessed. I did 64 stitches on a US 1 2.25 millimeter needle, US carbons, Knitter's Pride carbons. Yeah, I love them. They're just my basic vanilla sock, so I'm obsessed. I'm so glad I knit another pair of Outlander socks. So that was really nice to finish. I'm looking at my show notes like I have show notes for the regular scheduled, but I don't. Next, I have been working on a few things. First, I'll show you the thing that you've seen many, many times. It's taken a brief hiatus, but I've been knitting on my Cozy Memories blanket. I don't know, I just got this whim to work on it, and I did. And I put on 3 squares, I think. Now it's huge. And actually, I'm gonna stand up and see if you can see the whole thing. I get distracted when people walk by. Anyway, so this, ooh, it is my Cozy Memories blanket. I'm obsessed. It's almost squared off. I have 2 more squares on this side to knit before I square it off, and I love it. I'm getting an itch to cast on a new one just because when I started this just over 2 years ago, I love knitting on it so much that I just put stuff in it that I don't really care for anymore. So I think I want to start a new one where I'm more conscious about the yarns that I'm putting into it, just for an aesthetically pleasing kind of thing. But, yeah, so I added some squares. Added these 3. So this is Hedgehog Fibers and Pistachio, Junk Yarn Sylvia, and Yarn at Home Mom Anne of Green Gables. So I added those 3. I need to knit 2 more to square it off. It's a perfect lap size, and I don't know if I'm gonna, after I square it off, how much I'm gonna knit on this one. So hopefully next episode I will have a new Cozy Memories blanket to show you, because I don't know, I just like that it's a nice lap blanket. And when I have like Doug's siblings over, or we have kids, or other people in our families have kids and they come over, this is like a perfect kid size blanket. So yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna work on this one in particular anymore, so I think we're going to square it off, or rectangle it off rather, and yeah, start a new one because I want to. And knitting is supposed to be fun, so I'm gonna do that. There's well over 200 squares on this thing, so, and I've worked on it for over 2 years, so I feel like it's a good time to stop. For right now, I might pick it up later. So there is that. Next, I cast on 2 new pairs of socks. I'm starting to knit with stuff I got in New York on our honeymoon. Both of these skeins are. These are both from a pre-Vogue Knitting Live yarn shop that we went to. We went to Argyle Yarns in Brooklyn. I almost said Brooklyn General. It was not Brooklyn General. Because he told me to pick one. I really wanted some hedgehog fibers. I've never seen it in a shop, and I knew Argyle had it, so that's why we went to that one. Yeah, so first up, I'm knitting some Hermione's Everyday Socks on Monet. This is their sock base. I've had a skein of Monet before, but it was super, I'm getting all tangled. It was a very light skein of Monet, and there was almost no rust in it, which is my favorite part. So I got a skein that was a very saturated blue and also had a decent amount of rust in it. I am just finished with the gussets, I believe. I haven't knit on the sock in about a week. But I finished the gussets. So here it is. I just did some 1x1 ribbing, Hermione's Everyday Sock pattern, regular heel flap and gusset. Yeah, the special thing about these socks are the needles that they're on. So this red cord is Chiagu, obviously, but I have some right here. This is gonna be sock needles. Why are they so tangled? What? Okay. Oh, because that is just one pair. I thought that was multiple. Okay, so, I've been interested in trying the Chiagu twist. Is it just Chiagu twists? I don't know, because I like the Chiagu like needle itself, but the cord for Magic Loop creates ladders for me, so I don't like to use them because they're like, it's thick, it's stiff, I'm not a fan. This, as opposed to this, like it is a night, I don't know if you can see that, it is a night and day difference. The thing that was keeping me back from trying these needles is that I thought that they only came in the set, and it's like almost $100 for sock needles, and I only really use 2 sizes of sock needles, US 1.5 and US 1s, depending on the yarn. I haven't used zeros yet. I don't ever think I'm going to use double or triple zeros, or at least anytime soon. So I was like, that's a waste of money for me personally to buy this needle set, but Handsome Fibers on Etsy sells individual sizes. So I got the cord that makes a 40-inch cable with US 1.5s, and I'm obsessed. I definitely see myself buying other sets of these because they're amazing. Highly recommend trying them, especially through his Etsy shop. He is amazing. Super fast shipping, wonderful service, great all around. So 10 out of 10 would recommend these needles, and I'm really loving the sock. And I'm probably going to enter this into KT of Inside Number 23, her Harry Potter knit along. So that is those. And then in my bento bag from Fringe Supply Company, I have cast on the Apple Blossom socks from, is it Apple Blossom or Apple Seed? Oh, I don't remember, but it's Helen Stewart's new pattern. This I cast on for Christina of Yarngasm and Volenvine Yarns. Helen Stewart, Curious Handmade knit along. So I am doing them 2 at a time. I think for pattern socks especially, I will be knitting socks 2 at a time, just because pattern socks usually by the second sock I don't want to. I work very slow on second socks when they're patterned. So I've done 2 repeats, working on the 3rd. I love this pattern. I recommend it. I usually don't do more than 1 repeat when I'm working on it, just because, I don't know, I like knitting on just simple things as well. Not that this is hard, it's not. It's gorgeous as well. I'm gonna, like, it's a very, very pretty sock. This is in the Bramble color by Hedgehog Fibers. I also got this at Argyle Yarn in Brooklyn. I'm obsessed with my Sucre Miniature Pug Stitch Marker on Hiya Sharps, which is unusual for me because I think I had an entire episode where I just ranted about how much I hated these. But right now I don't mind them, so I'm using them. Yeah, so I really recommend this pattern, and yeah, so I'm just going to show you the cake. I love Bramble. It's a really gorgeous colorway. And I love bento bags from Fringe Supply Company. They are very affordable and wonderful. So, I've also worked on my Madewell sweater, but for the sake of time, I'm not even like 3 inches past the armholes. So slowly but surely I will get that done. It's nothing special to look at right now, so I'll probably show it off next time because I'm working on it at least like ½ an inch a night. Yeah, so with that, let's move into stash enhancement, because I have 2 things that have come in the mail. I forgot I signed up for a yarn club. So it hasn't come yet, but I signed up for the Woolen Boon. sock club or her spring club, but I got it on Boone Classic, so it will be. Sorry, I got an email from a friend, and I'm really excited about it. Okay, so Mullen Boone Spring. So I'm really excited about that. It hasn't come yet. Super excited about that, and also Harry Potter from A Homespun House should be here soon. So I'm really excited about that. Okay, so I purchased 2 things. One is from one of my favorite shops that I've purchased many things from. It is Junk Yarn, and it is the Sylvia colorway. And you're like, Stacy, you've knit a pair of socks out of that before. One, I would knit 1,000 pairs of socks out of this color because Sylvia is my favorite. I want to make myself a sweater a sweater out of it. I want to knit at least one baby sweater out of it and keep it in case I ever have girls. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. Because I love Sylvia Plath, so it just makes sense. But she did a sock blank remix of Sylvia, so I had to have it because I am a sucker for this colorway. It's absolutely gorgeous. I love it so much. Kemper, you are a wizard. I love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. I can't wait to knit the socks. And I love sock blanks right now. So that is stash enhancement number 1. Stash enhancement number 2 is something that I have wanted since she opened her shop. Julie of Sweet Sparrow Yarns, if you haven't heard, which I'll be surprised if you haven't because everybody's super excited about it, including myself. Julie has gone full-time dyeing, which is 1, goals, and 2, I'm just so excited for her. I've loved her yarn from afar for so long. I kind of met her at Vogue Knitting Live, but I'm super shy, and since we've never had communication really before, I didn't really talk to her. I have a picture with a group of us, so that's cool. I can't wait to put them up everywhere. But I was too shy to talk to her, and I was too shy to talk to Laura of Jinx Yarns because I've had minimal interaction with these girls, these women, but I don't know. It was just, I get super anxiety ridden about meeting people that I don't really talk to. So this is a colorway I've wanted since she's opened her shop, and it finally came back when I could purchase it, and so I did. So it is her Garden Rose Garden Rose colorway on her Magpie base, which is her Gold Stellina base. So 1, her tags are adorable and just very Julie. And this color, I'm obsessed. I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I thought about Mercury socks, but I don't know if I'm going to like the pattern, and I already want to use my Once Upon a Corgi. I thought about a shawl with this and something else. I don't know what. Yeah, I just love the skein so much, and it's going to be very, very happy in my stash because I'm very into this peachy blush color right now. I want everything that is this color. Yeah, so that, I was just so excited to finally get this. Actually, in the not near future, but in the future, after June 16th, because I'm not buying anything until June 16th with a few exceptions, and I will explain that in a second. If Gather the Rosebuds is still being dyed, I think I might pair that with this and knit a beautiful 2-color shawl. So there's that. Yeah, so I have a few dream stashes, which is a segment I haven't done in a long time, but I'm finally trying to rein myself in with my spending, especially on yarn, because it's really all I spend money on. So there are, I know, it's interesting because my stash is just so perfect right now. I love it. I have 3 sweater quantities just chilling. I have some shawls that I want to cast on, everything's sock yarn. I love it. I love my stash. But there are some colorways from some of my favorite dyers that I would purchase. Nora George, when she does another Harry Potter pre-order, I'm going to try to snag a skein of Bill and Fleur. Gather the rosebuds, but that's kind of later on, because hopefully I can snag that later. Kristen's yarn, everything. No, there are a few. I don't know if she's dyeing this anymore, and it kind of breaks my heart. Kristen's Come On Barbie Let's Go Party. I'm so sad that I didn't grab a skein when she was dyeing it. I think she's done dyeing it. It's one of my favorite colorways of all time from her, and also her new Stardust colorway. What? It's gorgeous. So not in the next update or anytime before Doug's birthday, because I can't spend money right now. Stardust will be mine because I am obsessed. Kristen, oh my Lanta, what? Like I'm obsessed with it. It's gorgeous. So Stardust, some more Wool and Boone would be amazing. Jinx, when she comes back from, she has DFW, like post DFW updates. Cannot wait. I've been craving some more of her lavender tea. It's gorgeous. It's one of my favorite colorways of all time. And also more Gold Saucer, because I had a skein and I used it for Rose City Rollers. I don't know. I just feel like I could have done something so much better with that colorway. It's so hard. It's like those are two that I really want. I'm looking at my stash to think of dyers that I like am obsessed with. There's some Fawn the Fox colorways that I really love. Also, Laura, if you're watching, it's coming. I promise your package is coming. I just need to go to the post office because I hate filling out customs forms. And I don't know why, but I'm having issues with the US Postal Service website, so I literally have to go in and like manually fill it out. And I'm just dreading it, but I don't have to work until 7:15 tomorrow night. Understand, it's so late. So your package, I'm staring at it, it's going out tomorrow. Like, I have to. I have so many packages I need to send out tomorrow. And because they're gifts and yarn swaps that I need to push out the door. So that is happening. I promise. I'm so sorry. I'm the worst. Okay. So there's that. I am gonna have a shop update. Tomorrow? Is it tomorrow? It's either Wednesday or Thursday. I'll announce it on Instagram. They're all the way up there. I don't know. I'm just gonna grab a few. So I will be having... Okay, I'll just show these two. Alright, so the shop update is mostly going to be a lot of one-of-a-kinds, and yeah, I might dye some more for it tonight, so it'll probably be Thursday or Friday actually, just so I can dye some more yarn and just get it out. There's going to be the mystery skeins that I'm really excited about are going to be coming out, as well as a returning colorway that I haven't dyed in a long time. I'm so excited about it. Airplane Over the Sea is coming back. Also, this is Stress Knits information. If you're not interested, I think I'm done ranting at you for a little until next week. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. If you're interested in Stress Knits, which is my yarn shop on Etsy, this is what's going to be in the shop update on probably Friday. So, this is Airplane Over the Sea. I've made it peachier. I also have a skein that's more close to what it used to be. Ooh. Actually, think this is a gift. I think this is a gift to somebody. So ignore that. It is a gift. I'm losing my mind. Here it is. Here's Airplane Over the Sea. It is a reference to the Neutral Milk Hotel song. It looks exactly like that album cover, to me at least. So Airplane Over the Sea will be making a return to the shop because I haven't dyed it in a long time and I love it. This is on my squishy base, my MCN. And then a new colorway that I am unbelievably excited about. It's called Peach Plum Pear, and I'm so excited because I used to be obsessed with this song because it is just so obnoxious and wonderful. It's by Joanna Newsom. It's called Peach Plum Pear. Love it. So I made a colorway after it. So this is Peach Plum Pear. So it has like this purpley pink like base color to it. So then we have the peach, the plum, which is like hiding in here, and the pear, which is there. So it is just this wonderful speckly goodness that I'm obsessed with right now. So this will be entering my repertoire of colorways, and I'm really excited about it. Yeah, so I'll probably dye some more colorways. I have a colorway that is in my brain that I need to get on yarn, so that'll happen. Yeah, so that is really what's going on. The last installment of the Coming Home Yarn Club will be shipping after Easter just because Doug needs to design the postcard, and he's really busy with Easter, so yeah, like he's working until 10 some nights, so I'm just gonna like 12-hour days, guys, so just bear with us. Those are coming, I promise. I'm super excited about this month's. So yeah, the postcards will actually be hitting the shop, so watch out for that. Not this update, but probably in May. So that'll be happening. It's April. The April yarn of the month will be coming once my yarn shipment comes in. It should be here Thursday, because today's Tuesday. Yeah, Thursday. So that'll be coming in. Yeah, so I'm really, really excited for just Dress Knits in general. We're inching up on our 1 year of launching, which is, I'm just so, you guys know how gushy I get about your support, so I just, thank you so much. Yeah, also I will be releasing a favorites video soon, so that's coming down the pike. One of the things is what I'm wearing. This is me. Yeah, so with that, I'm gonna go make mac and cheese and feel bad about myself for a little bit after I eat it. I'm so excited. I love mac and cheese. It's so good. It's so good. Yeah, so I'm gonna go do that and knit a little bit before I start my shift, and I will see you next time. Bye.